you can reach out to her and see. She has some experience as well, and she and I work well together. Contact her. So I contacted her. She said, I would love to see you. I do have some experience with this, but it's going to be at least 4 to 6 weeks. I'm booked all the way through until January sometime. So we left feeling pretty disheartened because we hadn't made any progress whatsoever. We found someone who might be able to help, but didn't have any help.
And at that time, you were having 50 attacks in an hour sometimes.
Yeah. It was disruptive. And so just a couple of days later, he called up, the chiropractor called up and said, I can get you in. And then, like an hour later, the PT called up. I can get you in on Monday, 3 days later. And, the pain still sucks. It was still hurting a lot. But it was 3 or 4 days, and
it was hope.
It was hope. And that really is the thing that we were looking for was hope. So we went to go ahead. Please. We can edit it all.
I think through all of this, as hard as it was, and it was horrible, but I always felt like it wasn't forever. That wasn't the intention of what we were going through. And after a while, how many years later, you're like, sure, Gene. No,
5 years is a long time.
Yeah, but I had a peacefulness that this wasn't going to be forever, and I think that it was nice to have some hope. Though it was good to see that there are some people who suffer a lot longer. So we had the best Christmas present ever.
Oh my goodness! So it was December 11th when I had my first appointment. December 12th, I think my first chiropractor, and December 13th, all of those attacks stopped. And just the medications, none of that stuff I stopped immediately. But we went back for multiple visits after that to and the communication was, you're healing, you're not healed. Don't go out and do anything stupid, like play football or rugby. Your neck has just gotten has gotten put back in the place where it's supposed to be. And now it is 14 weeks tomorrow that the first cessation of all of those extended attacks happened. And just I would love to read that verse from 2 Corinthians, because it was such a meaningful verse to me as I think back on it, and as others have asked me, why do you go through that? And I go through it so I can share with others. And I recall, it was in November, a new guy came to our men's group on Wednesday mornings. He'd been having struggles with his marriage, and I think she left him. Young guy, and he was feeling sorry for himself, and my good friend Kenny Ferguson was sitting here, and then there was an empty seat. I think Kenny was there, and then Joseph, and then I came in. There was a seat right there. No, I was sitting next to Kenny. I'll start that over. I came in, and
you don't need to. Go ahead.
Kenny was sitting there, and his friend Joseph was on the other side, and I sat down next to Kenny. And Kenny said, "How you doing, man?" And I looked at him and I said, "I'm here. This is all I could do to be here." And as we talked in our